Good morning, everybody. Pam here with your Monday morning motivation. Cheers to an awesome Monday. This is 10 o'clock and it's already the last of the pot. It's been a rough couple of days. Well, yesterday, just because of the time change, it's been pretty rough. My littlest one woke up at like 20 after 5, which would have been 20 after 6, like normal time or non-daylight savings time or whatever the hell it is during the summer. And even that's early for her. So I was like, what is going on? I did not have a chance to get in my morning workout, but I still managed to fit it in later in the day. Plus, I took the kids swimming because my oldest has swimming lessons now, started for the next bunch of weeks, and she absolutely loves swimming lessons. So I take her to her swimming lesson, and then me and the littler one just go and play. We go swim. We spent most of the time in the lazy river. I don't know how many rounds of lazy river I made yesterday, but we were in there for like half an hour. And then we went and picked up the older one from her lesson just in the other pool, and then just hung out in the hot tub for 10 minutes just to kind of warm up. And then, yeah, it was a nice day yesterday. It snowed kind of off and on, which is par for the course this time of year. It's November now, right? We have this much snow on the ground already from just over a week ago, but 10 days ago. So, and it hasn't really gone away. It's still kind of there. So it's just, that's the way it is. It's winter. Yay, winter. And somebody posted, "Hey Randy, nice to see you, girl. I hope you had an awesome weekend." So I seen somebody post something about 200 and something days until spring. I was like, that's a countdown I can get behind. Because spring is like, I mean, it's mud season now and mud season then, but spring, at least there's the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Good morning, Gwen, and thank you for joining my group today. Welcome to you. You are our newest member. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you find the content inside this group helpful towards your goals toward freedom, and helping you build yourself towards those goals. So today I'm talking about how time management is a myth. And I know this is going to blow some people's minds because everybody's like, time management. I need to know about time management. I need to do time management. It's a focus of so many people's just days. They're like, time management. And I'm like, yes and no. Like, time management, time is there. No matter what happens, there is time. Right? That's the only thing that's constant in your life, right? Is there's that time will keep going no matter what. Everybody gets the same 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, and 86,400 seconds in a day, right? Brandy gets it. Gwen gets it. I get it. Yes, we all get time. It's just a matter of not necessarily time management, because you can't manage time. You can't increase your time. You can't decrease your time, but you can manage yourself. Now stick with me on this one, because I know it's like, what? Self-management? What are you talking about? The fact that you can't manage time. You can't manage anybody else's time. You can't manage a lot of things in this life. The only thing that you have control over in your life is yourself. Well, maybe your kids some of the time, but that's like a whole nother story, right? Right, Brandy? Like, holy man. But we think we can manage time when it's ridiculous. You can't manage time. You can manage yourself within the time that you have. Now, is that making sense? I'm hoping that's making sense for you. What matters is what we are doing with this time that we've been given. So with this 24 hours, with this 1,440 minutes with this 86,400 seconds in this day, what are you doing with it? That's what matters. So ask yourself, as you're doing these things in your day, is this the best use of my time? Now, for those of us that are stay-at-home parents, or, we work for a living, stuff like that, those are non-negotiables, right? Like me taking care of my kids, my husband going to work, those are non-negotiables, right? Like Brandy said, cleaning her basement. I gotta clean. We spent most of last week with my husband's days off cleaning his shop, and it hardly even looks like we made a dent because it's just that much of a disaster. And I keep telling him, I'm like, is this the best use of my time? Because we just seem to be forever cleaning out his shop, and it's not getting anywhere. We'll clean off a spot or like organize some space. He keeps piling more crap in there. I'm like, dude, this is not getting any better. Why am I here wasting my time cleaning your mess? Yes, that is his mess. So anyway, there are different categories that you can put to things that you do with your time, right? You can categorize it as your non-negotiables, like your work, your parenting duties, stuff like that. Self-care, self-maintenance. Remember I talked not too long ago about self-care versus self-maintenance, or basically you claiming self-care and it being self-sabotaging. So instead of being in the self-maintenance mode, you could be in self-care mode, right? There are different things. Self-maintenance is like showers and brushing your teeth and eating food and stuff. Brandy says, well, I'm praying people will buy my stuff so it goes away and I have some ad budget. Yes, girl, those are good activities, right? It all leads to your goals. Hey, Heather, thanks for tuning in, girl. Appreciate you. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm glad that you're on. So things like what Brandy was just talking about, income producing activities. So she's cleaning out her basement so she can find stuff to sell, so she can produce ad budget for like her Facebook ads for her business. There you go. Income producing activities. It all ultimately leads to your goals. If I could talk today. So other things that you can categorize them at. So I have self-care, self-maintenance, income producing activities. So your non-negotiables like work or school or parenting, because we all know that takes up a lot of our time, right? Parenting my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old. I sequestered them in their bedroom. Hopefully they don't disturb me too much today. We'll see. And then one other thing I put on here is marriage, because we all know that relationships take work. So if you are in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, they all take work. Like my husband and I have been together for 8.5 years, something like that. I think, I can't remember. April of 2011. Anyway, so yeah, 8.5 years. And it does take work, like not daily, constant work, but you have to allot some time, usually weekly, whether you have a date night or, you need to do something just to connect, right? Hey, Anna, thanks for popping on, girl. I think I have a cat. There's a cat eating my foot. I'm not going to show you that because I don't want you to see my floor. Anna knows how gross my house is because she was just here yesterday. So 16 years, Brandy. Congratulations. Like, that's a long time. And you guys are young yet. Like, when I'm around you guys, I feel old. So in those categories, the one I put is waste of time. Waste of time. What are things that you are doing in your life that are a waste of time? So you go about your business and you're like, okay, well, what am I doing right now? Right now, I'm doing Go Live for you awesome people because I'm providing value for you guys in hopes that you will continue to allow me to help you on your freedom journey. Jason is 42 and you're 36. No way. No way. So you're not that much. You're younger than me. And Jason's... Well, you guys are like, he's a year, I can't remember how old Cordell is. Anyway, I think he's 41. Anyway, I thought you guys were younger than that. Anyway, not a problem. Heather says, Richard invited our oldest son on our last date night. No! Bad Richard. Bad Richard. Oh my goodness. That is not good. That's not marriage work. That is family, which, I mean, yes, you have to allot time for family as well. But if it was supposed to be a date night, then it was supposed to be a date night between you and your husband. Tell Richard bad. So waste of time. Those are my categories that I like. Watching Netflix, which sometimes I quote it as self-care because I allow myself to watch Netflix when I'm on the treadmill only. So when I'm doing my morning workout, I'm allowing myself to watch Netflix because to me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go on the treadmill after today's 40, almost 50 days of doing this 75 hard. I forgot to check my calendar. After 50 days of being on the treadmill pretty much every morning or at least once a day, it's getting easier, but you know, it's all about like what you are considering to be self-care, right? So I'm on the treadmill, you know, for self-care, but I'm also watching Netflix because that's my incentive. When I'm reading Atomic Habits, I'm at the tail end of the book Atomic Habits. And if you kind of go back into my Go Lives, you'll see I went like through the first few chapters of Atomic Habits. And it's just all about making things like that appealing. So building the habit, but making it appealing at the same time. It does, like, you know, half an hour on the treadmill just goes by like that, Heather, right? She says it seems to go faster. So if I'm on the treadmill and I'm not doing something that I enjoy, like watching Netflix or something, then it seems to drag on. But it's all about making that habit appealing. And now after 50 days or whatever it is, I'm a 40-some 50 days, it seems to just go that much easier, right? Brandy says, sometimes doing the same thing over and over can become so boring. So essentially it's easier to give up. Yes, but the success is in maintaining overpowering that boring feeling, not necessarily boring feeling, but getting through those boring times, like doing these habits over and over again is what builds you and your business, your mindset and your business, right? So if you can get through the boring times, you're like, the success is definitely inevitable. I say that every day. My success is inevitable. It's one of my affirmations. I write it down in my journal every day. So when you're categorizing the things that you're doing, you can highlight them whatever you want, but I also put them in 4 quadrants of behaviors. But if you can make it fun again, like watching Netflix, yes, it's my thing. I go down in the basement, I power like 30 to 45 minutes on the treadmill, whether I'm running or fast walking or whatever, and I'm watching a show that I enjoy. And that's what makes it appealing, right? As per Atomic Habits. So that would be something that I should keep doing in my quadrants. So I have, and this is what I was given. I was given this quadrant format to me by major lifestyle coach and just amazing person, Todd Campbell. I'm sure Brandy and Heather, and I'm not sure if you know him yet, but he is amazing. And he talks about these 4 quadrants of new behaviors all the time. So you divide your page or your whiteboard or whatever into 4 quadrants. And in the top left, you put the habits that you want to keep doing. So things like my, treadmill, my working out with Netflix, right? My journaling, my eating clean, the things that I want to keep doing that I've built the habits of my 75 hard challenge over the last 50 some days. Anna, you will learn who Todd Campbell is because she just said, nope, she doesn't know who Todd Campbell is. You will learn who Todd Campbell is. He's amazing. So, and the opposite side, so in the top right quadrant, you want the things that you want to stop doing. So the habits that you're writing down are the things in your daily life that you want to stop doing. Like if you are watching Netflix without being on the treadmill or just like killing time, cruising Facebook or something, like I'm culprit of this is I will sit down to like research a topic. say, for this go live. And I'll forget about it and I'll start scrolling Netflix, or I'll answer somebody's message or something and I'll just completely forget about it. That is the worst thing. And I have to figure out how to stop doing that habit. And in the bottom left, you want to write down the things that you want to start doing. And then you can take it from there and just like, how do I start doing this habit? Or how do I start doing these things every week or every day, however long you think you need to implement them for? And you can do things from the Atomic Habits where you link them to something you already do. So you pour your coffee and you want to start writing your gratitudes every morning. You pour your coffee and you sit down and write your gratitudes. It's going to start being a habit when you start doing that, but you have to remind yourself every day until it becomes a habit, right? So you want to start writing your gratitudes every day, and that's a good way to start, right? And then on the other side, on the bottom right, you want to write down new ideas. So new ideas for go lives, new ideas for posts, or new ideas for your business, like how I'm taking these go lives and putting them on my website. And I used to have them in a really long playlist, just a playlist off of YouTube. And I found that it's just today's my 37th in a row go live for you guys. And I'm like, this is a long list of go lives. Like, that's a long playlist. You're scrolling through pages just to get to the most recent one. And for me, and I know some people and my followers are like, there's a lot here. And for me, it looked overwhelming when you looked on my website. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking them down and I'm doing them as posts. So like blog posts, right? So for every go live, there's going to be a separate post and a photo and just like a little write-up, like my little write-up that I do on here on my comments, and like what exactly I'm talking about in this go live. So you can scroll through my posts and see, oh, you talked about self-sabotage on this day. I'm going to watch that one. Or I talked about the ways of getting happier or feeling happier on this day. So I'm going to watch that one. Instead of just going through and being like, which one do I watch? Because it looked really, really overwhelming. So that was a new idea that I am in the middle of implementing. I just posted September 2nd on my website. So it's just all about taking those things and having them visible, like whether you have them in a notebook or a whiteboard is so beneficial to have this, because then it's there in your face every day. Yes, Heather, thank you for the likes. So when you write down what you're doing every day and you're categorizing it, whether you're highlighting it or you're putting initials like non-negotiables or marriage or waste of time or income producing activities, IPAs, and then you can, if you must, plan out your week. And lots of people like to do this on Sundays because to everybody, the week starts on Monday, right? Everybody hates Mondays because you have to go back to work. Well, I don't, because I love my life, but that's not the point. Is whatever day that you feel like is the last day of your week, you should take a little bit of time and plan out your whole week if you would like. There are things that you can block into your week. I like to use Google Calendar just because it's on my phone and I can like scroll through it and I color code stuff and you should see it. It's like crazy. I don't time block specifically. Like I don't say from 5 to 6 in the morning is when I do my workouts, because I like a little bit of flexibility in my life. But there are some things that are non-negotiables for me, like childcare. I take care of my kids every day, but you know, on certain days, my one kid goes to school. On certain days, my one kid goes to a babysitter. So I don't block those in, but I kind of have an idea of when those happen because it happens every week. One thing that I do block into my weeks is appointments. So this week I have 3 appointments. I have one tomorrow, and then we have gymnastics on Wednesdays. And then Thursday, I have a couple of appointments without my kids. Yeah. But it's all about making sure that those non-negotiables get in there first, right? So whether you work or whether you are a mom and you stay at home and you have care, or you go to school or whatever it is, make sure those get in. Those are non-negotiables. Your appointments, non-negotiables. Then self-care and self-maintenance get in there as well. So if you want to block yourself off a massage every week or every 2 weeks, make sure that gets in there first. Your date nights. Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Can you go play with Shay, please? I'm almost done. Okay.
She's coming.
Okay. Well, I'm almost done. Can you go play? Thank you. After your non-negotiables comes your self-care and your self-maintenance. So whether you need to block off, like I said, massages every week, or if you like to get pedicures every once in a while, make sure that gets in there. And then come your income producing activities. So like Brandy is doing, cleaning out her basement so she can sell stuff, so she can make money for her, for her ad budget, for Facebook ads. That's an income producing activity. Me working on some of my website, it may not be directly income producing, but it's the value of the website that is what draws people in. And I'm also going to include an opt-in separate from like any of my other landing pages. I'm going to create an opt-in for my Monday morning motivation replays on my website, so that when I post a new one, you get a notification or an email, and then you can watch it. So you don't have to tune in live. It's more beneficial if you tune in live, because then you get the live experience of me interacting with you. Yay. And then you block in time for your new ideas, your new projects, stuff like that, in your new ideas quadrant of your graph. So it's all about self-management and managing yourself within the time that you have, because we all have the same 24 hours. Let's make sure that you are managing yourself effectively within that time, because we all have the same time. Whether you are Brandy, whether you are Anna, whether you are me, whether you are Heather, whether you are Oprah friggin' Winfrey, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Let's make them count and make them effective and make them so that you are leading to your goals. Because if you're just sitting around stagnant all the time, to me, that's how I got in my rut. I spent so long, just over 3 years, 3.5, almost 4 years, just sitting around because I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom, but I felt like I wasn't being effective in life anymore. I was raising my kids and being on the farm, and I'm like, is this all there is? Seriously, I asked myself that at one point. And then when I found this community of people and I started building my business and I created this drive within myself, and with the backup of all these awesome people in our community, I have something to do now every day. Like, I have full quadrants of stuff going on, whether I'm doing stuff, or I'm stopping doing stuff, or I'm got new ideas, and I'm just like, there's so much stuff going on. But you can easily get burnt out if you're like doing all the stuff, and then you're like, So make sure your self-care and your self-maintenance is in your schedule somehow, right? You want to make sure that those are non-negotiables. I mean, after your work and appointments and stuff, right? Because you need to have that time. I know right now I'm looking at booking pedicure and a couple things before we go on our trip here in like a month until we go on our trip. I'm so excited. And to me, going on this trip is like our marriage time, right? Because it's just me and my husband. So I'm so excited for just like going and just hanging out with him, even though sometimes he's kind of boring. I told him I'd never bring him to Vegas again, but for NFR, I guess I can. So I hope you guys implement what I have talked about today, because I feel like that is kind of where I was struggling for so long. I'm like, time management. There's no such thing as time management. Just self-management. And if you can manage yourself within your time that you have, then everything will come up golden. I promise. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything, or any suggestions, things that you're struggling with, feel free to drop them in the comments, or you can always fire me a quick message if you don't want it out there. It's not like this group is public, but you never know who might come in. So if you just want to shoot it to me in a message, then definitely do that as well if you want it a little bit more confidential. And I will see you guys here next week. I promise I have some stuff coming for you, some content stuff. So like tutorials and like with worksheets and stuff like that. I do have some stuff coming for you guys. I promise. It's been kind of a crazy couple weeks here with Halloween and hunting and kids and everything, and trying to get some quiet time to do it so I don't have the background noise has probably been the biggest struggle. So when I get a little bit of that, then maybe Thursday when I have no kids. That'll probably be it, because I don't really foresee myself getting it done in the near future. But thank you, Heather. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Anna. And thank you, Gwen, for popping on live. I love and appreciate you ladies so much. But yes, I will see you around the group. And definitely post stuff if you are struggling with stuff, or if you find something inspirational that you think will be good for the group. Feel free to post it. This is your group. This is your community. And this is why I'm doing these go lives within this group, because I want to make sure that I keep the value where it's valued with you guys. I'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Monday for your Monday morning motivation. Have a great week, everybody.